Hi, my name is Mary Jane Goodman from Hayes Sewing Machine Company in Wilmington, Delaware. As part of our creative video series, today I am making reading pillows. And they are pillows with handy pockets in the front that you can slide a book or treats or a reading light into, and it has a handle on it so that it can easily be carried with you. So you can prop up and read a book or do a project with this simple gift. The pattern I'm going to be following is called the Reading Pillow Pattern by Melissa Mortensen. She actually has a couple different ways that you can do this pattern. We have labeled this one easy because it has no piping and it has an envelope back, which is easy to insert the pillow form in and out of. We have also created a version that is more intermediate, and the difference there is that this contains piping around the edges and across the top of the pocket. It also has a zipper in the back. I just stabbed myself with the pin. It also has a zipper in the back, and that is just another way to insert the pillow form in and out of this project. So you'll see in the video, you can join me to make either. Today I will be making the simple reading pillow pattern. We are following Melissa Mortensen's pattern, and it is going to look like this when it is completed. This is a simple pattern because there is no piping, and the back is an envelope back. It takes an 18-inch pillow, and it has room for some books. So it's a cute back to school or gift for a child that is learning to read. When you open up the directions, she does include an alphabet printout and directions on how to applique words to your pillow.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted to put the name on it, or in this case, I believe she does the word read. Everything is here for that. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible, so I'm not going to do any of that. So after I have cut my pattern pieces out and I have labeled everything.
Smart.
I'm a learning. So it does call for some fusible fleece. Fusible fleece has an adhesive on the back when you iron it, and it's soft on the front. So the first thing we're going to do is iron our fusible fleece to the front piece of the material, which in this case I am doing the 18 by 18.
That's cute balloons.
I know.
Oh, I know, they're cute.
18 by 18 piece of fabric. So let me lay this out here. Move all my bits and pieces. And let's get this ironed on. So again, I'm ironing this onto the pillow front. It is an 18 by 18 inch square. So here we go. And remember, when you're ironing on fusible fleece, it's not fast. It is definitely a slow glide. It does take a minute for the adhesive to react to the heat. So we're in no rush. And we do sell iron cleaner if mistakes are made. Okay, so that's the pillow front. And then one piece of the pocket. There's a pocket front and a pocket lining, and she wants you to do the fleece to the pocket lining. They are the same size. Let's line that up. Fusible side to the wrong side of the fabric. So I line it up, smooth it out, and press away. I'm not following my own rules. I am speeding through this. All right, here we go. So now we have the two pieces fused with the fusible fleece. She is instructing you to take the pocket front and the pocket back, which I just fused. I'm just going to give this a quick press. And sew them together. I believe she is using a 3/8 of an inch.
But it never hurts to look.
It never hurts to look. And naturally, I am not finding it to confirm. Okay, she is not giving.
What size did you cut the piece? The
What
front.
size did I cut the piece?
Yeah, the actual pillow.
18 by 18?
So I would do a 1/4 inch seam.
You do a 1/4 inch.
I
Okay.
would do a 1/4 inch.
All right. So what we're gonna do is a 1/4 inch seam, because Pam knows all.
Not even close.
Pam knows a lot.
Oh, 1/2 inch.
1/2 inch.
Yep.
Who'd have thunk it?
And it says, all piping steps are optional. If you do not wish to add piping to your pillow, simply follow the directions by using a 1/2 inch seam allowance.
Look at that.
So my pillow would have been a little bit bigger. It's always better to go bigger than small.
Well, that's true.
Especially for pants.
Okay. Very slow here. Let me make that happen differently. Okay.
And look at that. She's going nice and slow.
Yep. Now I am going to press this. It feels a little bulky because you have the fusible fleece in there. But with a hot iron, you should be able to make a nice fold. Okay, so now we have our pocket. She is instructing to put the piece of, she calls for ribbon. I'm using webbing because I think it has a nicer feel to it. On the pillow front top, approximately 3 inches in from the edges. Now remember, you're going to put this to the right side of the fabric because the plan is to flip this all inside out. So I'll get my trusty ruler.
And if you're doing a directional design like these balloons are, make sure you put the handle in the right spot.
Way to go, Pam. Great idea.
Because I've been there, done that, and I've unpicked.
Okay, so what I don't get though, Pam, is she's saying 3 inches in, but this, a piece of ribbon about 10 inches long.
You're about 10 inches long.
Yes, so then how do I do 3 inches in each? You know what, I think she just makes it kind of shallow.
Yeah.
So 3 inches in, I am going to pin it so that the frayed edge is toward the unfinished edge of the fabric. And then, because I'm using the webbing and it's not maybe as forgiving as a ribbon, I will really need to hold it kind of taut to get it.
Or remember, if you need to, you can always scooch it over a little bit.
I think I will scooch it over a
Try
little bit.
4.
I like the look of that better.
And it said approximately 3 inches.
Yeah.
So 4 inches is fine.
Yes. Okay. So it turns out what I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball it
There you go.
because I like that look better.
We're going for a visually pleasing, not mathematically correct.
Exactly. There we go. Yes, I like that much better.
There you go.
Now, I assume Pam's holding the direction. She wants me to tack this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I am going to, not only am I going to tack it, but I'm going to reinforce the stitch when I start and when I stop. And I'm also going to be as close to the edge as possible. So I might even have, it's definitely a quarter. It might be a little closer to an eighth. So I'm going to start. I'm going to hit my reverse button, come back a few steps. I'm going to go forward again. When I get to the end, I'm going to hit my reverse button again. I'm going to come forward a few steps, do a nice little cha-cha there, and I'm going to do the same on the other side.
A nice option as well, if you have a kind of a more modern machine, use your triple straight stitch.
Oh, triple straight stitch. Wow.
There you go.
That's a little fancy for me, Pam. I don't cha-cha like that this early.
You don't cha-cha? Okay.
Okay, so now I have my handle on. So my handle's on. Woohoo!
All right.
I got my pocket going. And now you have to make the back. I am choosing to do an envelope back. This pattern actually jumps you around a bit. So if you're following along with the pattern, you will see that I am on, I'm on step 3, and then she jumps to the envelope back, which is on page 7. I just want to confirm if she wants you to put the pocket on before we do that.
Mm-hmm. She wants you to baste it.
She wants us to baste it. That's what I thought. Okay. So, I'm going to baste this around. Okay.
This is an excellent time to use clips.
Yes.
You can also use pins, but sometimes when you get things that are kind of thicker, clips do a great job.
Yeah, this is definitely going to have some bulk because now we're sewing through 2 layers of fusible fleece and 3 layers of fabric. So, depending on how this goes, I may choose to put the walking foot on. I will start with a nice basting stitch, which I'm going to lengthen out till about 3.5. This is just to hold all the pieces together so that everybody is happy. And the machine seems to be tackling it well. But like I said, if it wasn't, I would absolutely switch to a walking foot now. And I am sticking with that 1/2 inch. I am sticking with the 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now my pocket is actually coming over about 3/4 of an inch more than my fabric. So I'm going to make sure that when I'm basting that I grab all the layers of fabric, and if I have to go back and trim, I'm okay with that, as long as I have grabbed everything. And remember, this is just the basting step. So if I don't grab something that I would like to have, I can always go back and run another little stitch by it. This is not the final stitch. And I am going to continue to keep my handle towards the inside. I really don't want that to be pressed to the outside until I am at the end.
I was admiring your color combination for your pillow. It looks very pretty.
All right, so here we are. Pillow, pocket. Now we are going to turn to the back pieces. So I have cut two 12 by 18 pieces, and she's instructing that you fold over 1/4 of an inch and then another 1/4 of an inch, and then create a hem. Now, I'm a very lazy sewer, But if I was more accurate and I really wanted to know my 1/4 of an inch, this is
there you
what
go.
I would be using. The hot hammer.
It's a pillow.
Yes, it is a pillow. It is a pillow.
And she's a pressing. She's pressing her hem.
Okay, and you will also notice I'm not going to pin it. I am simply going to put it under my needle.
She's a rebel.
Make sure I go back to a regular stitch, and away we go. Alright, side 1 is done. And then we're going to do side 2. Turns out the iron is hot.
You know, that's kind of a good thing in most times.
You'd think. I think I'd be more prepared. There we go. Okay. Now, the big finale. You put one piece
At the top,
at the top.
covering the handle.
Yep, yep, yep. So you're going to be having the front that is now basted. The handle is down. Put a clip here and one up here. And then on top of that, you are going to do some more clips. This now will have the pocket. Oops. So I'm going to take the time to clip it all together. Someone
sorry.
moved my clips.
I
but
know.
that's
I wonder who
okay.
did that.
Yeah.
That little gremlin.
There.
That is a very pretty pillow.
Yeah, very easy. This is like one of those very, very quick gifts, and you can,
It's very functional.
very functional, and you can do a lot of fun things with it. Like you could put the child's name on it. You could do one side in like a flannel or a minky so that it's soft for them to lay on. You can fill the pocket with a book and some treats or a booklet or anything like that. Okay, now that I have the completed thing, now I believe she says 3/8. So we are going to go big. I'm going to start in the bottom corner, and I am going to make my way around. And actually, I think I'm going to sew from this side this time.
Makes sense.
To make sure I got all my people where they need to be. So for my final stitch, I want to be just inside the line of my basting stitch. So here's my basting stitch. I'm going to be just inside that. When I get to the part that has the pocket on it, I may reinforce my stitch a little bit because I know that that is a part. Oh. No, let's take it backwards. There we go. Because I know that that is a part of the pillow that will have some stress. And I may also do it around the handles again, just for that extra little bit of, I know that it's not going to come flying out of the seam. I keep doing that. You know why? I'm not used to sewing with the foot control. Folks, if you know me, you know
She's a stop-start girl.
I know, I am a stop-start girl, and this is me struggling through that. I mean, that's how I learned to sew. I didn't really learn to sew with a foot control, so using a foot control is weird to me, but here we are. So when you see me struggling, you know what I'm doing. Well, maybe you don't know what I'm doing, but it's not a surprise to see me struggling. Okay, coming down here. Got another edge where I'm going to attempt to reverse.
She's getting better.
I am getting better. All right. Okay, and then I would take the time to cut around all of my edges and trim everything up, and then
Now flip it around. Let's see what's going on.
Voila!
Nice.
And it takes an 18-inch pillow form.
And easy to clean, too.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. You could easily throw these in the washer if you do the envelope back.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have, Pam, there's a book right there that matches this perfectly.
Oh, now the child is going to want.
What sounds fun to you? And it's got little balloons on it.
Very nice.
Yes, and this was the pattern, the reading pillow pattern. Today I will be making a reading pillow pattern. I've already done this demo showing you how to do a simple one. This one is a little next level. We're going to call it intermediate because we are going to add piping to the pillow and the pocket, And we are also going to add a zipper to the
Ooh,
back.
zipper.
Yes. So, I am following Melissa Mortensen's sewing patterns. It's called Reading Pillow Pattern. There is let me switch to my other one. In the beginning of her patterns, she does include steps on how to applique on some letters using some Lazy Girl or some kind of steam-a-seam. And I did not do that for this pillow, but certainly you could. So the first few steps in the pattern are her using the alphabet. I am actually going to pick up the pattern where we talk about putting some fusible fleece on the front of the pillow. It goes on the lining. As you know, you iron it on. And you also want to put one on the front pocket. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my fleece, I'm going to take my fabric, I'm going to lay them out, smooth them out, and I'm going to iron it. And get it all fused together. I am going to use piping that comes right out of the package. It looks like this, so it's pre-done. Oh, I committed a meeting. So it comes in this kind of piping. We sell it in a bunch of colors. It's kind of my go-to for piping. Unless I have something really specific going on with my project, I will go get this. So for her, the first step she instructs you to do is attach a piping foot. I use a zipper foot. As many of you who know me know, I'm a very lazy sewer. So I attach my zipper foot, and I use it for piping and for the zipper. She would like you to attach the piping to the lining piece, which is the piece that I just put the fusible on. I made myself a note. I prefer piecing it to the side that doesn't have the fleece on it. She did it to this side, so I will do it for our instruction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up, put my foot down. It's kind of like the Price is Right on this first one. I want to get close without going over. And I am just using a regular stitch length, and I am just going to carefully put the piping on. I'm lining up raw edge to raw edge, and I am not pinning, which I should probably do, but I don't because I'm lazy. Okay. It's funny, when I'm teaching a class, some people are like, I never sew without pins, and some people are like, I never use a pin when I'm sewing. So there are definitely two schools. I also did not cut my piping before I started to sew it. I just started sewing. And so here we are. I have it on. I'm going to cut it off at the edge. Now I am going to take the other piece of the pocket. This is directional, so I am going to make, is it directional? I don't know. Some of the words, no, it actually isn't. Some of the words are upside down, some aren't.
Yep, I would say you're okay.
Okay. I am going to piece them together. I am, on now this one, I'm going to put a couple clips on. Just a couple. Hold it in place. Okay, and now when I go to the other side, my goal is to sew to the left of my original seam line. That's how I know I'm going to get as close to the piping as is possible. Oh, here I go again. And I'm just taking my time, going down the road, feeling bad.
So again, when your needles is going through the material, it's to the left of the row you've already done.
Correct. And not by a lot, but just enough that I know I'm going to hug that piping. And voila, now I have some piping on there.
Ooh, look, that's a nice splash of color.
Yeah. The one thing that I like about this pattern that she doesn't do with the simple pattern, I mean, I guess you could always do it, is she doesn't do a lot of like a top stitch or a finishing stitch on the other pattern. On this one, she recommends it. So I'm going to iron this. Give it a nice press. And then I'm going to give it a nice top stitch. And I'm not going to change my foot, which could be a sewing no-no. But we will never know no, because I'm going to do it like this.
That's Mary Jane. She's a rebel.
That's how I roll. Okay, so then we have a nice pocket with a top stitch.
There you go.
Everybody's looking good. All pressed down. She recommends using ribbon for the pattern. I did not. I like the look of this webbing. I just thought it made kind of a nicer handle. So what I am going to do is take my ruler, and I am kind of going to guesstimate. So that's 5. That's 5. Gonna go a little bit more. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I have left 6 on either side.
Got it.
My markings are at 6 and 12. I am going to clip this. Like that. I'm going to change my foot now, back to my regular foot, and I'm just going to do a little basting stitch on this. So I'm going to lengthen it out a little bit. I am going to reinforce it when I start. And I am also doing this probably about 1/4 of an inch, starting at the tape. Do a little tacking stitch. Away we go. And I'll do a tacking stitch there. Okay. Just a little, holds it in place. little reinforcing. I will reinforce again when we actually get to sewing completely around the pillow. Okay, and for the next step, I am going to baste the pocket onto the pillow front.
So really all you have to do is sew around the edges of the pocket.
Yes, that is correct. She does suggest that you reinforce the pocket, but I don't do that until I get to the end.
So you're just going to throw a couple of clips in there.
Clips are kind of the go-to on this project because it's bulky. Again, I'm going to keep my long stitch. I'm really going to be sewing close to the edge because it's just a basting stitch. And my biggest concern here is that I am grabbing the front of the pillow and the pocket.
All the layers.
All the layers, that is correct. Okay, so I have basted the pocket onto the front of the pillow. I attached the handle. Now, if you get to this point and it's looking a little wonky, square it back up. It's no big deal. Things shift. You have a lot of layers going on here, so don't hesitate to do that. Steph is the queen of all binding, all piping, I should say. However, I will tell you how I'm going to do it. If you want to really know how to do it, you should watch her videos. I am going to start in a little bit. I kind of leave this open so that when I come back, I have a spot where I can seam it together. So I'm going to do this and this. And I'm going to do this all the way around the pillow. When I get to the corner, my trick is to take my scissors and do a couple cuts. I might do like maybe 4, depending on how tight. This is a pretty normal curve, so. And then that will allow me to make the turn. See how I've now splayed out?
Yep.
It works on taking the turn. So I'm going to sew this all the way around as my next step. So now I have sewn the piping all the way around, making sure that I left the handle facing towards the inside, and I've going all around the edges. So now the front piece is complete. The next step is to take one of your back pieces. I'm putting in a zipper. I actually chose a 22-inch zipper. I like to go bigger with my zippers, have a lot sticking out.
Got it.
And then I cut them down before I actually put the pillow together. So the first step is going to be to sew the zipper to this piece of fabric as close to the teeth as I can get with my zipper foot on.
Okay.
Once I complete that stitch, I am going to flip it over and I'm going to iron it, and then I'm going to do a top stitch, still using my zipper foot, to actually keep the fabric pressed away from the zipper teeth.
So kind of 1/8 of an inch?
Yeah, I would say 1/8 of an inch. Yep.
Okay.
So I've inserted the zipper. I've attached both pieces to the zipper. And then I did a little top stitch so it looks nice and neat and clean. I'm getting ready to attach it to the pillow front.
Mm-hmm.
What you must do
I know what you're going to say.
is unzip. If this makes you uncomfortable because we have this going on, take a moment and just give yourself a little tacking stitch there before you put it to the front of your pillow.
But you have to have it unzipped.
I will tell you, if you sew it and it is out here, bad things will happen. So, with the zipper moved to the middle of your zipper tape, you can then pin the front, or in my case I'm going to clip, to the back.
Yep, so we're going to make sure everything's looking pretty.
And then I am going to take a minute and take my time and go all around the pillow.
Got it.
Okay. So I have attached the piece that has the zipper in it to the front of the pillow. So the pillow back to the pillow front. It is a little tricky sewing because you have some piping in there rather. I just used my fingers to feel where I was going, and I used a zipper foot to make sure that I was on the right side of the piping. You'll see I have some tabs here for the zipper. I will trim those off. I will also take a minute to trim my corners, kind of round them a little bit, make them nice. But in the interest of time, because you have left your zipper open, you should have a nice little pillow with a zipper back, which is great because then you can throw it in the washer and zoop, keep it nice and clean. So this is one of my favorite ones because this fabric glows in the dark. So it'll be extra, extra, extra fun. And that is it.